Welcome back to the Future Self podcast. I started looking at individuals. Why don't you want more? Like, why are you so content? Or why are you complacent? How are you okay with the way you're living right now? And then I had this expansive thought of, shit, maybe they don't have the negative driver inside that I do. Yes, my pursuit for more might be admirable, but where does that come from? At a point in time, it came from self-hatred. Another point in time, it came from not feeling like I was good enough. Another point in time was trying to prove to others. So yes, we admire the trait, but no one would admire that internal state. So then when I look at these individuals that want, the two kids, the white picket fence and the dog, and think, well, why do you want the generic, the normal? They probably don't have anything internally that they need to satisfy that's lacking. All this pursuit I have has evolved and changed over time, but in my past, it was to satisfy the self-hatred that I had. I need to be doing more. I need to work hard. So I was doing more and working hard to satisfy this lack of self-satisfaction that I had. And I would look at another individual and think, why aren't you working harder? It's like, well, they probably just don't lack that self-satisfaction. They might just have that self-satisfaction inside, so they're not relentlessly working to soothe it. So yes, my work output's more, but the output is more to soothe something that lacks, versus their output is less, but they're not soothing something internal. And it was a really interesting conversation, discussion I had with this individual, because it was very expansive to their mind. They had the thoughts of, well, if I'm doing this and I can do this, why are people complacent and content? Why aren't we pushing for more? And I pulled them up. I was like, well, maybe they don't need the more because they're not soothing something inside. One common consistency I've seen with entrepreneurs and highly adaptive, progressive, conscious building individuals is they lack something inside. They lack something. So yes, we admire that they're, smarter, richer, more famous, more diverse, but they're potentially fulfilling a void. Now, this isn't an excuse for if you're complacent to do fuck all. This is just a highlighting factor that those we admire might not have the admirable internal state. Those that aren't doing more might not be lazy. They might not actually lack the care. They might just not need to soothe what's soothed inside, needing to be soothed inside. There's so many individuals I know that are pushing for more, that are insecure. They hate their body. They have a bad relationship with their parents. They attract really negative relationships. They dislike themselves. They're not proud of what they've done in the past. Yes, they're doing amazing things. They're working so hard and they're killing it more than most. However, they also have this little contingent factor of something lacking or something struggling. And it is an interesting dynamic that a lot of those that are doing better than the norm or different to the norm in the pursuit of greater or progressive work, it's probably coming from a dark place. I doubt I would be who I am right now if I woke up and I was proud and happy with who I am, because I'm proud and happy of who I am. What's the need to push for more? But because I lacked those aspects, I pushed for more to satisfy what was lacking. Now it opens up a bit of a can of worms, because someone might take this as permission. Oh, well, I kind of like who I am. I can now do fuck all and lay in my bed. That's not what I'm talking about. There's definitely outliers, and I'm sure I actually don't hold the knowledge to know that there's some people that just work hard because they love working hard and nothing lacks inside. But it was just a pattern. All I'm talking about is I've picked up on a pattern. Those that are doing more often are generated inside. The mechanics of them inside and up in their brain is fueled by something lacking, missing, negative, or maybe something they want to improve. And I thought it was a really cool idea, because I changed my perspective of, why aren't you wanting more? It's like, wait, why do I want more? Shit, I want more because I lack something. Do you not want more because you don't lack something? That's actually the case. And it allowed me to look at people differently, because rather than thinking you lack application, you lack this, you lack, it's like, wow, actually I lack and I'm making up for, and you don't lack. So maybe, the life I live is admirable and it's what you want, but the internal state of you is admirable and that's what I want. Tying in with that point, and this is a book I'm reading at the moment, from a famous philosopher in the early age. Nietzsche said, "The snake that cannot cast its skin has to die, as well as the minds which are prevented from changing their opinions, they cease to be a mind." This ties in with everything I'm talking about. Solid on who you are, but fluid enough to change.